wow. Wow.
Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you. At your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you. That's a powerful statement. The key is, who is the devil? Many of us see the devil as an angel who was created by God, who sinned against God, and because of that sin was cast out into the earth and still roams the earth, creating destruction and creating chaos, right? But who is the devil? Okay, so we're going to deal with this. Esoterically, the devil is not an angel created by God, but the devil is a way of describing your lower self, your double. You understand? So if you take evil and you put a D in front of it, it's devil. If you take good and put an O in it, it's, or take an O away, it's God. These concepts, family, we've used to try to conceptualize good and evil, or good and or right and wrong through our entire existence. We've formulated in religions, frames of thought, proverbs, whatnot. But the devil is seen as your lower self, your lower vibrational being. If you notice, the devil is always depicted in red. This is because the lowest vibration is red, infrared, if scientifically. The highest vibration is purple, and that's ultraviolet. Now, even in the chakra colors or the way colors vibrate through our eyes, the lowest frequency is red, and the highest frequency is purple. Again, we use these concepts to try and frame spirituality, a way to reach our highest versions of ourselves. Okay, so the devil is seen as a spiritual being, not a fleshly being, but the flip side of it is the devil is your flesh. Many of you guys see the Baphomet and you see it as an evil image, obviously because it's been associated with many secret societies and whatnot. But the Baphomet, if you look at his hand symbols, it's just like the hand symbols that Jesus makes. It's showing you as above, so below. Jesus is represented as your higher self, spiritually, the best version of you, the most moral version of yourself, right? And the devil is seen as or the Baphomet, of course, is depicted as your lower self. Now, many of us see these things as spooky, so we fear these types of things, but they are a way of understanding life, family. They actually don't have power in them. The power is all in our minds, which brings me back to spirituality. Spirituality is thought, it's vision, it's dreams. It's the things you can't see in the tangible world, but we know exist, okay? So your thought is your mental state. Your devil, or your flesh, of course, is your physical state. So the difference between spirituality and physicality. The devil represents your physical state. It's in your physical state that you feel emotions, that you have ego, your background, trauma, things that's happened to you. Spiritually, you can take from these exact experiences and grow mentally or even be hurt mentally. But your flesh is where you're going to form your ego. These things, build your ego. Your ego is who you think you are. And typically we live our lives through ego if we're not spiritual. You understand? So it's best to remain in your spirit world and feed that world rather than to lower your vibration and live out in the physical. Because in the physical is where we fight. It's where we, it's more of our animal instincts, family. So when you're in the red, say your lowest vibration, your lowest chakra, you don't have vision, so to speak. You're more so acting out of what makes you feel good. You know, like you will have a lower standard for sex, for any of these types of things whenever you're vibrating low. You know what I mean? But when you vibrate high, you have a higher perspective. You think more about your plan and your future versus the moment and how you feel in the moment. Okay? So at your highest moment is when the devil comes. Many of us say the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy, or pride comes before a fall. All of these are I guess phrases you could use. This is what Denzel Washington used to, I guess, help Will Smith reel himself back in, hone himself back in. But let's really deal with that, okay? It's at your highest that the devil comes. Watch this, family. Many of us have aspirations to be successful, to be great, to be the best that we can be in whatever craft that we have inside of us. The key is, while we're manifesting, there's going to be many people that cater to our ego, that tell us that we're great. That success, we tend to identify with it and believe that, we can't be disrespected or treated a certain way due to that said success. And again, these things can lead to ego. So again, have you ever seen somebody come into a lot of money and all of a sudden you start seeing what appears to be the truest versions of themselves reveal? They start acting arrogant about their accomplishments and arrogant about the money they made, thinking they're better than other people, using their accomplishments to say they're superior to other people. Correct? Well, this is the devil. That's the lowest self. You got to be careful that you don't identify with these types of things, because if you become arrogant through all the praise that's being given towards you, all the accolades that come your way, these are the types of behaviors that can come out. And it doesn't make you evil. It's just letting you know that that devil can steal everything you ever worked for in that moment right there. So the devil is not a person that you need to fear, a spirit that you need to fear that's out here hurting people or whispering in your ear. The devil is actually you. It's the lowest version of yourself, your ego, the person that you believe you are. And that person that you believe you are, often you would do anything to protect that person. So if you feel offended, you're going to protect yourself, your lower vessel, because your higher self can see beyond that. Your higher self knows that this moment is not that important for you to throw away your life or your legacy for. You understand? But Denzel Washington is absolutely right. Even though I don't see it from a literal standpoint of that there's a devil, a real spirit out there, I see it esoterically that it's our lower selves, it's our flesh. It's when we get caught up in that moment and start thinking that, we are our success. Not that our success is a byproduct of us manifesting. You see, and that arrogance will set in because the moment that you blow it, that karma follows that too. You can be successful, but often more times than not, we don't know that we can throw it all away and that we can also be failure based on the energy that we put into the universe. You understand? So I want you guys to know that the devil is you. God is you. The best versions of yourself. Everything, it's all in your mind. It's all in your mind, family. So again, the physical realm is what we see outside of us. But the spiritual realm is what we all live by. The meaning that we apply to the world. That's our spirit world. You understand? And so through that very meaning, we form our ego. That ego is who we think we are. And if someone offends that ego, if someone threatens that ego, often more times than not, we're willing to do anything to protect it. And it's at your highest moments that you have to see your ego face forward because, okay, again, real simple. If you got a man and he's in a bar and he only has $25 and he's an alcoholic, he has to stop at the end of his money. But if he's a millionaire, he can drink himself to death. You understand? Because he has access to more resources, he can more so pursue things that a person who didn't have those resources couldn't pursue. This helps to reveal who a person truly is. So a lot of times you see somebody come into a lot of abundance, and then all of a sudden you see the worst parts of them come out. It's showing you that lower energy. It's showing you the parts of themselves who they have yet to deal with. It's okay because it should give them some perspective on who they really are and what other demons, so to speak, that they have to deal with, cast out, so to speak, right? And through that, they can become better. So we don't have to be so judgmental at the mistakes that people make as much as we want them to see that their actions was a mistake so they can cast that demon away and rise to another plateau. And these moments in life are there to show us exactly what we need to do to get to that next level. It should be joy to find out that there is something that we can do better so we can be better, because if the goal is to be better, it should be joy to find where you're slacking. So don't let it discourage you, family. Don't let the devil make you feel less about yourself, but make the revelation of that devil be something that can take you to the highest level, because you're going to deal with it and confront that devil. Those parts of you that you know are not are productive to harmony, to creating the life that you want to create, that's not indicative of the person that you want to be. Get rid of those. Get rid of those traits. Get rid of those behaviors, because the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Notice that with all of the positivity that Will Smith's put out, look at how people are now seeming to be so hard on him. Listen, family, many of us are like that. We're chosen ones. It seems like we can't get away with nothing. The whole world can do stuff and do even worse, and people will say less. But as soon as we do one thing, here they come, right? And it can feel unfair. But the actual truth of it is, family, is you set the standard for your life by being the person that you are. When you show the world that you are a person of high vibration, they begin to hold you to that standard. And if you go beneath that standard, this is where the judgment comes from. So they're not actually comparing you to other people. They're comparing you to your past and the person that you put forth. So this is not like you. Whenever you behave in a certain way that's not like you, yes, it seems like the world judges you harsher because you've shown yourself to have standards. People who don't have standards, they based on their standards, we kind of expect them to do the things we've already seen them do. That's why the judgment doesn't seem as harsh. But make no mistake, family, nobody's getting away with anything. Karma treats everybody the same. Trust me. But as people, we can be a little harsh on other people. Whenever they rarely do something and finally do something for the first time, we get let down. You know what I mean? So we're holding you to this standard of that you yourself created. So know that you have put forth a great standard and a high standard to live up to. And know that you got to continue to live up to the standard that you create more than anybody else, or you will be considered a hypocrite. You understand? And it doesn't mean that you are, but it does show you that in those highest moments, the devil, your lowest self, can come to steal everything that your higher self has been working on and trying to create. Do you understand? And that's why you must cast that devil out. You understand? That's why you must cast that devil out and keep that devil out of your righteous place. You know, a lot of us see it as the devil sitting on each shoulder, the devil and the angel on each shoulder whispering in your ear. You notice how they're on your shoulder, they're parts of your consciousness. And this is another way to conceptualize, you know, good and evil, God and devil, right and wrong. But either way, family, I hope you guys got something out of this lesson.